Hey guys, it's me Therapy. I'm back. I know it's been like a week since my last video, but I really did want to put some time into this video just to make it perfect. So we're gonna be talking about the Hangzhou Spark today, and you're gonna see some contenders Koreas in the background. It's actually live right now. I'm trying to watch it while I record this, but I'm paying more attention on recording this, obviously. So let's talk about the Hangzhou Spark. The Hangzhou Spark is owned by Bilibili. It's a Chinese entertainment and company, and it's kind of like YouTube, Twitch. The team was announced in November 2018. We saw their skins. Their skins are live. They're pretty freaking dope. I bought a couple of them. I seen everybody literally in competitive rock this skin. Uh, and so their logo is actually a reference during Scientific Railgun. I've never watched this anime. I'm not really a fan of anime, but if you guys know this show or this, I'm gonna like this team just because it's fan service. So yeah, let's hop right into it. Let's talk about the staff. The staff, starting with the head coach, is Mask. Mask is the former coach of X6 Gaming in season one, Contenders Korea. He actually won it with the team. He coached players like Choi Hyobin, Architect before they got picked up for the San Francisco Shock. So this just shows the caliber of player that he can groom. Uh, of course, Contenders Korea season one was a season when all the good teams left and got signed for Overwatch League. So like the Lunatic High, GC Busan, Kangdu Pantera, Prophet, Rio J Hong, um, Fisher, all these players left, so there was like a major like siphon of talent. And you had these new up and comers. So XX Gaming probably did have an edge out there because they had the former squad and they didn't get picked apart too much. But regardless, he was able to win Contender Season 1, and that's a big up for them. XX Gaming actually sold their contender spot to a gaming organization known as Eclipse. And shortly after, Mass was signed as the head coach of Hangzhou Spark. Assistant coach, we have Supreme. The R in Supreme is a 7. Uh, He's the former coach and the founder of a Korean Open Division team called Seven. And Korean Open Division is no joke. It's definitely the best Open Division region. He led the team from Open Division into being one of the most promising teams in Contenders Korea's season one. He ended up finishing fifth to eighth in the playoffs. And then following season, it was a little bit of a disappointment because they ended up losing the first round and they got relegated to Open Trials. And even there, they actually failed and they dropped back into Open Division. Interestingly enough, Seven now plays under X6 Gaming. 7 was a orgless, no sponsors, no real money, no real support. So for what they did, it was amazing. This new X6 Gaming 7 team is actually rumored to be the academy team of the Hangzhou Spark. Another assistant coach, we have Ying Dong. Ying Dong was the former coach of LGD Gaming, and in his first season with the team, he was able to take them to second place finish. And this was more impressive by the fact that he got a lot of his talent removed from him. Undead, MG, Outring, these were all players that got signed to the Shanghai Dragons. And sure, you're probably thinking in the Overwatch League they weren't that great, but in Contenders Asia, where the talent is a little smaller, they were definitely some of the better players. And impressive that he was able to finish second place behind Lucky Future Zenith. Shortly after a cup in Chengdu, he took a short break, and now he's back with the Hangzhou Spark. Get started with the players. This is the fun part, because I'm not gonna lie, most people don't really care about the coach. If you had to know any player on the squad, it would definitely be this one. Nah, I'm just kidding. All jokes aside, it definitely should be Gushui. Gushui is a superstar coming into the Overwatch League after his performance in the World Cup. He's part of the LGD Gaming team. He helped lead them to second place finish in season 1 and season 2 of Contenders China. In November 2018, he was part of the Overwatch World Cup roster that made a second place finish. He beat teams stacked with Overwatch League talent like Canada, Finland, and he proved that China is a region with strong talent. And Gushui was like leading the conversation for that. He had been with LGD Gaming since 2017, but nobody really heard of him, and he came into prominence in 2018. And the reason was that U4, which is a coach that was signed for the Shanghai Dragons, he had this strat where the main tank was used to make space, and he got no resources devoted into him. So the main tank would dive in, and then you would have a Mercy pocketing undead at the time. The tank basically went in there suicide, hoping to create some space, a distraction, in the hopes that the DPS would pop off. And so Gushu never really got it was a different playstyle for him, and it just didn't suit him. And we saw U4 take that same playstyle into Shanghai Dragons. We had Roshan constantly diving in and dying just because he had no support. And you would usually see the Mercy pocketing Undead or one of the DPS players. Under his new coach, Ying Dong, Gucci adopted a more aggressive playstyle. He was the base of this team. With his new aggressive playstyle, he became known as Winji, which is actually a combination of Winston and Genji. The way he played Winston was very similar to that of Genji's, aggressive, diving in, doing basically whatever he wanted. And We saw that in the Overwatch World Cup. He used his cooldown so perfectly. He was great. He was great, and I'm so excited to see this guy in the Overwatch League. This is definitely the player that the Hangzhou Spark wanted, and this is definitely the player they're building their squad around. Another main tank here, No Smite. Um, for those of you that follow contenders Korea, they won content. He won content. He's part of the X6 gaming roster that got picked up. He was definitely one of the best main tanks in season one. In season two, however, they dropped, and his reputation took a toll. People regarded other main tanks better, like Bumper, Roar. He'll be looking to prove himself. He plays a more defensive play style than Gushue. He's better known for his Reinhardt. He's always flanking. You're probably watching right now a clip of him flanking, and he would get 5-man, 4-man air shatters, and he would win the team fight outright. I think if he were to play, it would definitely be map dependent or at the time what they needed, because he does play a more defensive play style, and we're gonna have to see if his synergy with Rhea, which is the other off tank that we're gonna talk about, is gonna be a factor in him starting, or if he's gonna be rotating maps with Gushue. We're gonna have to see. I definitely think he's really good. One of his more known moments is in the Apex season 3 when he played Junkrat, and this was Junkrat before all the buffs, when he had one concussion mine, when he was still doing self damage. Played it on Dorado first point. He was able to full hold Envious, and Envious was a very scary roster at the time. You know, they had just come back from winning Apex season 2 in North America. So yeah, I thought that was just a fun fact you might want to know. I couldn't find the clip anywhere, but if one of you sees the clip or knows where the clip is, just put it in the comment section. I'll pin it. All right, yeah, enough talk about No Smite. Let's move on to Rhea. Rhea is definitely going to be starting for the team. He's the only off tank that they signed, and he's in the same position as No Smite. Him and No Smite were considered like the best duo in the contenders season one, but then in season two when they flopped, a lot of people thought that there was other better tank duos, and he's gonna be looking to prove himself definitely. He plays a more defensive play style, and we're gonna be able to see if Gushue starts. He's gonna be able to do whatever he wants, man, because Rhea definitely protects his backline, so that's gonna allow Gushue to move up, play more aggressive. He's not gonna have to worry for peeling for his supports. But we're gonna be able to see if that's the playstyle they want, or if his previous synergy with No Smite is gonna be any factor in that. For me, if I were to choose the lineup for the tank duo, it'd be Gushue and No Smite. All right, now we get to the fun stuff. The fun stuff is definitely the DPS. I don't really care for DPS, but I know most people like to watch the DPS. Um, we have Crystal. Crystal's one of the best players. He's a former player for T1W Esports in Contenders China. He helped them make it to quarterfinals in both season one and season two. He was definitely their standout player. Played in the Overwatch World Cup along with Gushue, so they have some synergy there. He's starting Overwatch League on the bench because he did get banned for boosting one game. I do definitely expect to see him in the second game of the league. For me, he definitely is a starter along with Gosby. For his hitscan heroes, he's known for Widowmaker, McCree. He also plays a pretty good Genji, so if Diver to come back, he can definitely pull off that Genji. Godsby. Gosby is another superstar for this team, man. If you watch Contenders Korea, you definitely know this guy is a standout player for X6 Gaming. Dude, this guy can literally play everything. He used to play McCree, and that's where he like got known for. But now he plays Tracer, Genji, Widowmaker, Soldier 76, Doomfist, Pharah. And he's also an alumni of the X6 Gaming Core. Um, after Troy Hilbin and Architect got picked up, he got regarded as the best player on that team. Unfortunately, he did have a fall off, but this guy is definitely no fluke, and I'm so glad to see him in the league now. He's definitely going to be starting 100%. I don't know with who, but if I had to take a guess, it would definitely be with Crystal. Um, yeah, expect to see this guy pop off during the league. Now we have Bazzi. He's the best example of a path to pro. He started with the former Team 7. He helped them make it into Contenders Korea. He was initially a support player as Zen, and then he moved on to DPS, where he specialized in Widowmaker, McCree, and Tracer. All right, now we have another player from 7. We have Adora. And Adora, I think he has the most to prove out of everybody. He played during the season 2 of Contenders Asia, and that's when they fell off. Um, So he doesn't have a very good track record. He played with Foxes and Contenders Korea, and they dropped out in the round of A in season one. He's known for his Tracer. He's known for a few other heroes. They're not great, but they're good enough for contenders level. Honestly, I think he has a lot to prove this season, and he has no major achievements. He lacks experience at the highest quality. I think he's a utility player for his team. You know, when somebody gets burnt out or so there's a ban or something, he's definitely going to be flexing in there. That's why I see Crystal and Gosby as the starters. All right, and now we get to the supports. Supports. Orange supports, great. Boring. All jokes aside, a lot of people think that support players are boring, except from like aside Zen, but I'm kidding. Definitely, like I respect support players a lot. There's a lot more thinking because you got an ult track, you got a shot call, target call. You know, depending what your role is. It's definitely one of the more thinkative roles. And as support, we have this beast of a player. This guy's literally the best Korean player in China, I think. Um, IDK. IDK is known for his mercy, his movement. I was looking for some clips of him, and his. It's very hard to show the talent of a support player because there's stuff you can't see, and his movement on mercy was great. He's also known for his Lucio. He's had an interesting career by far. He started with the Freaka Freaks, which back then was a really good team. They got disbanded. Then he had a short stint with Lunatic High with players like Who Are You, Alarm. So he's definitely played with some of the top players. And then he got signed to Lucky Future Zenith, and he's won both seasons that he's been with them. By a lot of people, he was regarded as one of the best support players in Asia. I think he's one of the best support players in the world, and it's unfortunate that he didn't get picked up for season one. Uh, that Lucky Future Zenith team got picked up for season two. Like players such as Marble, DM, Erster, they got signed for Seoul, Shanghai, and Atlanta, respectively. So it's gonna be fun to see IDK up against his former teammates, and those are some of the storylines I'm looking forward to this season. Next up, we have Revenge. Revenge is also part of that seven team. Um, this guy is definitely a bench player. Uh, this guy is more than likely another bench player. He is one of the more unknown players of the team, and that's why a lot of people are considering him a sleeper pick. I personally have not seen him play, and he's going to be looking to prove himself. Hopefully, he proves to our he is one of the better support players, and that he belongs in the Overwatch League. To me personally, I don't see him starting over Bebe just because Bebe is much better than him. Um, and he's definitely going to be a utility player for the squad. Now we have Bebe. Bebe is definitely one of the more known players on here. He's part of the X6 Gaming roster that got picked up. He knows how to protect his backline. He's often peeling for his other support player. Uh, and it's the prospect of Bebe and IDK playing together is just so amazing. Because I don't know if Mercy Meta's coming back, but if Ana Meta comes back, Zen is definitely going to be protecting her. I've seen Bebe kill Tracers and Genjis that are trying to flank and kill his other support. So yeah, I think it's very exciting to see this duo hopefully play on stage. Back when Sombra became meta, and used to farm the health packs for an EMP, he was actually he was often considered as one of the first players to master using Transcendence to counter the EMP. So literally like a second before EMP went off, he would use his trans and he would totally negate the effect. And he's definitely going to be the starter for his team. I have no doubt about it in my head, and I'm very excited to see what he brings into Overwatch League. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the Hangzhou Spark. I gave a little resume about a little summary of the players. I definitely see them. I think they're the best team in China, and they're the best hope for a playoff run. If you're a Chinese fan, I think this is a team you should be rooting for. If they want to win some games, they're definitely going to have to build this squad around Gushue. Gushue is the star for this team, and I wish I could put them higher. I definitely wish I could put them higher. I could definitely see them higher. I could definitely see them making playoffs. But I think that every team that I'm ranking above them is just so much better than them when it comes to staff, analysts, some of the players. When you have like a team like Atlanta with Defran, you can never count them out. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the Hangzhou Spark. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully this video is much better than my last one. Um, thank you for staying. Thank you for watching this, and I'll see you guys around. Yeah.